Hey guys, I think we are live. My name is Dr. Sharnael, Wolverton-Sehon. I am with swiftfire.org True TV. Super excited. Looks like we have it's first time here because of Jason Q. Awesome. James is here. Let's see who else is here. Make sure we're live on all these things. This is kind of some new software. Yep. Okay, we're definitely live there. Let me check YouTube and Twitter. We are going all over the place at once with this new stuff. Yes. Okay, we're live there. And let me try Twitter. I'm wondering where you guys are all from. If you guys want to drop where you're from, I'd love to see where you guys are from. Cool. And it looks like, yes, we are live. So, I'm super excited. We are in Florida. We got Florida here. Let's see, Kathy is here. Suzanne, Fawn, Denmark, Angie, Helen, Ramsey, JM, Nancy O from Georgia, Nancy Beadle. We got Emily and April from Arizona, California, yay, Oklahoma. We got Barbara from Central California, Linda Eaton from Oklahoma. Good evening from Ohio. We got Illinois here. Lots of people. This is cool from all over the country. I'm sure that all of you guys are feeling what's going on here today, and hopefully, since we have Jason Q back, super excited to have him. He's been taking a little time and in and out working with Jason, but we had something scheduled a little bit ago, and things just had their way, and so we are back here to catch up and discuss specifically the elections right now, where we are at, and what he's seeing with all of this. And then we're actually going to talk about the Denver airport and some other things too. So I'm real excited about that. I know you guys are too. All right. We got Carmelina, and we got New Mexico. We got another new Arizona here. So welcome, Jason. How are you doing?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
A busy time for sure. And it looks like you got a haircut. Everybody noticed the haircut?
Definitely needed it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what's going on? What do you think's going on with where we're at here and this situation? Obviously, we don't have any results yet. Kind of interesting that, when we're doing really well and they're calling state after state after state, like within seconds practically, then all of a sudden everything slows down and it's like, oh my gosh, you're winning too big and we need to know how many votes we need to catch up. So give us a few minutes to find out exactly how many we need and then go print off a bunch of quick ballots and get going here, right?
Well, I mean, they pretty much told us everything in the drops about what's going on right now. You had to like put all these, you couldn't go by dates. You had to just put this whole puzzle together. And I think we figured it out. I think we actually got it.
Well, he said at 2:30 that we won, and I'm sticking with that. And he also talked about a 4 a.m. drop. So is that where you were going to go?
A 4 a.m. drop.
He said there was going to, he actually talked about, he said something like, I don't want to hear about a bunch of ballots that are suddenly found at 4 a.m., which is when everything dropped. All of a sudden, all the numbers switched from Michigan and everything else, when the night before they all stopped. And then it was like, oh, suddenly there's this 100%, 138,000 new votes for Michigan for Biden and not a single new vote for Trump. Like, what are the chances that one person would get 138,000 within minutes And not a single, statistically, that's absolutely miraculous that not a single vote out of the 108,000 would have gone to Trump. But anyway, your thoughts on that?
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to post 131. All the way back on November 10th, 2017. Okay. It says POTUS Nat Sec E briefing 3:02 a.m. Please stand by. Q. Now, 3:02 a.m. on November 10th, 2017, the time dropped was 15:55:14. Now, the thing is that at that time, that is 3:55:14 in the afternoon. So, if there was going to be a briefing at 3:02 a.m., that would be on November 11th, which is 11/11/17.
Wow.
Now, what is our the full delta is 4. D equals 4. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. Right. So, it's all military terminology. Well, from what you just said about the president saying that, it put everything into perspective. The NatSec E briefing, the E is election.
Wait, time out. It's saying that you're having an echo on your side. Do you have Facebook up or anything else?
No.
You guys are saying you hear an echo?
Because I hear an echo. I can hear myself through your side. There's like a little delay.
I turned off Facebook. Let me see. You still hear? Oh, it's better now. Okay. Can you guys hear it? Do you guys still hear an echo? Some people are okay. Is it good? If it say, is it good? Yes.
Is it better?
Do you hear an echo, Jason?
I don't hear it now.
Okay, good. I guess because I turned off Facebook. All right, no echo. Everything good. Okay, go for it.
Facebook's the devil. So now they had 11.3 is the first marker, right? Now, what 11.3 was post 131. Now, post 131 is the POTUS NatSec E briefing 3:02 a.m. What the NatSec E is? POTUS National Security Election Briefing at 3:02 a.m. Notice how all the ballots at 4 a.m. seem to just everything switched, right? So, and that's at 3:02 a.m. So that gave them 58 minutes, right? That's a 13. Okay. Now, in post 131, right? So we got 11.3, right? Now it says 11.4 actionable, right? Now, here's how slick they got it, right? Now, 11.4 actionable to 11:30. We're going to go by the calendar, right? It's 27 days. Okay. Now, from 12/1 to 12/31 is 31 days.
Yes.
From 1/1 to 1/19 is 19 days.
Yes.
Add the 27, the 31, and the 19, you get 77 days.
Wow.
Right? Now, how we got the 19 days, the 119? Very easily. They told us in post 562 on January 19th, 2018, 16:02:49, it says, remember this day. And this day is in bold. Not remember this day, which is January 19th.
Wow.
So you have to remember. So January 19th, 2021 falls on a Tuesday.
Okay.
What else do we do on a Tuesday? We have elections.
Oh.
So what's going to happen, and plus the 13, remember we were looking for the 13? Post 562, add them up, it's 13. right? So the thing is that when you have the 13 plus, you have the, from the 2018 to 2021, it's 3 years, right? And POTUS's first tweet on Q, it mentions a GDP of 3.0, and despite all the hurricanes, all the hurricanes, it says it's the most consecutive Qs in years.
Wow.
So he told us it's going to be 3 years long. It's going to be 3 years long, and that's it. So that was going to be October 28th, 2017, October 28th, 2020. Now, then you have the 6 extra, the D class. You have 6 more days. Now, that pretty much leads you right to the election. Now, 11-4 is actionable because what's going to happen is, remember, they have to have the special election.
Yes.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Now, the special election, because when they talk about the Constitution and everything like that,
it's 120 days, isn't it?
Within 120 days.
Okay.
So when he talks about, like, the whole 230, 1, 2, 0, 2, 3, 0. Because in post 520, he mentions about a military op, right? Well, the military op is actually the ballots. They watermark the ballots.
Oh, so that's why they keep saying, remember the water or watch the water?
Watch the water. It's the watermarks.
Oh my God.
There's multiple meanings. That's why Trump's just like, I don't care. He's like, we got this one. Because the thing is, this is how stupid they were. What they did is they said that Joe Biden has the most votes
in history for any president. Come on,
for any president, yeah, for any president. Now you look at, seeing is believing. You look at his rallies. He can't even pull in 20 people.
Mm-mm.
And then you have POTUS, which is the greatest troll on earth. He's pulling in 25K to 35K, and that's just inside. There's another 50 to 100 outside.
Yeah, and there was 58 at one of them. Yeah.
If you think about it, he can go to these, like, if he's, remember he was doing like 3, 4, 5 of them a day, right? Think about, that's not even rock star status. That is like Order of the Christ status. And that's exactly what he is. He holds the highest military order of the Christ. He is the second coming.
Interesting.
Don't care what anybody says about it. Anybody can sit here and argue till they're blue in the face. Tell you what. Figure out June 14th, 2018, and then finally put it on Facebook. And you can actually go on Facebook and look at June 19th, 2018, and it's in the comment section.
June 19th, 2017?
2018.
2018. And what is it? What he wrote? What, something he wrote?
No, it's where in a post that I had that put it in there, because there's like 1.4 thousand. There's like 1,400 comments and all that.
Nice.
But it's just, just trying to just get the stuff out there. It's just everybody just coming together and just just doing it. It's not just one person; it's all of us.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you'll have these people that are sitting here, they got their ego all kicked up, and this isn't anything that you want to have like your name tied to at all. I don't even want it. Honestly, I'm just like, the only reason why I put Q is just on Facebook, I could distinguish which one of my accounts, is the Q one, which one of them have a lot of libertards in it. So that's why I don't go to the other one. I just stay on this one.
I love it.
Mainly guys at work, they they back Biden, and it's like, I mean, they backed Clinton before. It's like she's a pedophile, you know. Then they didn't listen. Now all of a sudden they're backing Biden. It's like, I mean, is it going to be third time's a charm? I mean, seriously, what is going to take you guys to like listen?
Well, my deal is the highest in all presidents, and like, of course, we talk about the rallies. But just on a side note, I mean, I'm 50. I've seen a lot of presidents. Not like a billion, but I've had my fair share of seeing presidents. And the fact that this guy bless his heart, whether he's a clone or AI or just Alzheimer's, or there's something going on here where he's not even keeping a full sentence or remembering who he is or what he is or where he is, or if he's a wife or a husband, or if he's running for Senate or president, or if the president is Lincoln or he is just like, it's like either his wiring is gone with the AI or the cloning stuff, or whatever, who knows, or he's really got some stuff going on physically, which is sad if that's the case. But
nope.
To say that he's the highest voted, I mean, come on. Like Reagan was amazing. Like there's tons of people. You can pick any of these people who would be the highest, but they really overplayed their hand. And that's the thing, is it's so open, and everyone that's posting, I started posting video after video after video. I have a whole post thread of the color revolution thread where people are just posting different things. We the people, people all over the United States who caught video of them burning ballots or hiding ballots or dumping ballots, or there's videos about them using the Sharpie marker the Sharpie marker versus the pen and not counting, and finding votes from like someone in 1918 whatever year and dead this long. And so you can go to my thread, and I'm collecting them. So if you guys have any that I don't have, or any posts, then please do put it in that thread. And it's just a place where everyone can go to the library and watch everything. But come on, they're doing it wide open-eyed for everyone to see. And do they think that we're just stupid, that we aren't going to research and look and like post things? They're trying to censor us. Of course, I just got out of Facebook jail again, but there's too many of us. There's too many people.
Well, now there is. Before Q, what did we really have? We were that stupid. Because what did they lure in front of us? Sports, entertainment, Hollywood, breads and circuses, just like Roman times. This is, Rome never fell. It just moved to Washington, D.C. That's all it did. And the thing is with Biden, they already executed him. He's already done. Trump comes out and says, he's shot. He's shot. Yeah.
I've heard him say that a few times, and I've heard you say that. And I that would not surprise me, and I hope that it's true. And
because it all falls under the bridge.
The bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, the bridge. Okay.
Bridge 1, Bridge 2.
Yes.
The thing is, they said the bridge is the Podesta group, right?
Okay.
The thing about it is that when they mention the Podesta group, do they mention the Podesta group as in the corporation of Podesta group? Or are they talking about the Podesta group as in the pedivore, adrenochrome, that group? That's the group they're talking about.
Gotcha.
That's the whole group they're talking about. Because the bridge is actually, it's the basic registry of identified global entities. Bridge 1 and Bridge 2 are governance team and technical team. They're both teams. And you have the governance. They make the decisions about strategy, finances, business model, and membership. The technical keeps data up to date, works on any needed improvements to Bridge's matching algorithm, and supervises data work carried out by external parties. It's the whole military intelligence brigade pulling this off. And they have bridge numbers. And the thing is that it's led by three nonprofit partners, right? Which is Foundation Center, Global Giving, and GuideStar, right? The thing is this is just great. You had three. They have these existing identifiers, right? To all these bridges, because they're drones. You have C before D, clones before drones, right? The drones, because you can have clones of us, but that's what the whole catch and release is. Actually, they would go ahead and create the drone of that person. Then they pick up the real one, they catch them, and then they release the drone.
So it's a switch.
Yes. So they take the other one down to Gitmo and everything because they have all of their because once they get into Congress and everything like this, and once they get into power, they actually have their consciousness uploaded to a computer.
So I can just digitally have them do whatever.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's what they're doing. That's why Pelosi, I mean, that's why these people look so different. It's not body doubles or anything. They're doing it right under our noses.
I really do hope you're right.
Well, it's got to be right. I mean,
it sounds so hopeful that this would all be in the bag and that this is taken care of. So what do you foresee is going to happen now? Because obviously it's a good thing we got this lady in the Supreme Court, because Trump even said at 2:30 a.m. when he got up there, he said, this is going all the way to the Supreme Court. He said it straight up. And I was like, hello.
The thing is, the reason why they want it to go to the Supreme Court is because it drags two key people into it. Drags General Flynn and Judge Emmett G. Sullivan.
Okay, explain that last one. I get the Flynn part.
The thing is the Flynn part and the Sullivan part are together. What Sullivan did back in the 1980s, I believe, he wrote a 34-page decision on mandatory vaccinations being unconstitutional in the military. Yes.
Okay. What's that called?
Actually,
you said the 34 what?
It's a 34-page decision. The thing is that it's actually in. I kept on posting it. It's this whole. Let me see. I grab it real quick.
Are you guys loving this? Dennis, Dennis said, speak for yourself. That's funny. Yeah, so you weren't sleeping, and we're not dumb animals, are we? Yes. Someone's saying Michigan's bringing in balance at 4 a.m. Yes, we were talking about that, how they just automatically dumped all of these things at 4 a.m. And like I said, if you do get a chance, go, because I have those charts like the before and after, and you can actually see the differences on there. It's pretty profound that what I love is all these people that are catching this stuff on video. They're going around with their phones, and they're literally on the street watching two guys here, grabbing all the ballots and putting them in and, trucking them off or whatever.
And they're openly.
Everyone's posting all this stuff, and they're getting busted.
Because the thing is that they were supposed to get busted. Now is when they bring down the whole Mockingbird media.
Thank God. Jeez. Goodbye, 2:30. And interesting that he went on at 2:30. Did you notice he went on at 2:30? We've been talking about 2:30.
Well, also 2:30 is the what is it? Yeah, because you have 2:10, 2:20, 2:30. So 11:11 is 22. 2:10 is the Rachel Brand, when they talked about Rachel Brand and the vacancies reform act. Then you have 2:30, which is pain time.
Pain time.
That's it. So let me see. Got it right here. Oh, and the 41020 is not Donald John Trump.
Okay, so what is it?
It's Dr. Jeffrey Taubenberger.
Who's that?
He is the one that resurrected the Spanish flu from 1918.
Oh, yes.
He was partnered up with Fauci.
Yes.
Because when you look at the 4-10-20, look, it says 4, comma, space 10, comma 20. There's no space in between the comma. 10-20 is supposed to be together. There's a break there because of how you're named. Because doctor is not his name. DJT.
Interesting.
It's actually pretty slick how they did this. I mean, it's
well, in 230 about the censorship situation too, where they're going on and on and on about the 230, and how it's under the 230, and like overturn or explain or use it correctly, or because there's a misinterpretation about that whole 230 thing, and then he comes on at 230. That's hilarious to me.
It's they make it mathematically impossible for it to be a coincidence. Right here. In fact, I'm sorry, it was 2004. My bad. I thought the 80s. The courts of the United States have handed down clear judgments against forced vaccinations. In 2004, U.S. District Court Judge Emmett G. Sullivan issued a temporary injunction saying the Pentagon's compulsory vaccination of military personnel against anthrax was illegal. Until proven otherwise by the Food and Drug Administration, U.S. District Court Judge Emmett G. Sullivan, in his 34-page decision, agreed with the contention of the unidentified active duty National Guard and civilian defense employees that anthrax vaccine absorbed was an unlicensed investigative drug and was being used for an unapproved purpose.
Wow.
That's how they were getting the whole Gulf War syndrome in the whole Desert Storm and all that. That's what it was. Now, National Guard. Who would be under the National Guard? It's the Army. Who's the Lieutenant General of the Army?
Wow. That's how they're connected.
Michael G. Flynn.
So if an injunction is in, then we're still under that injunction. No one's, he said, unless proven. Well, there's nothing been proven, right?
And that is where Amy Coney Barrett comes into play.
Okay.
Because her favorite part of the Constitution is a little tidbit called stare decisis. STAREDECICIS. That means that if a judge deems something like, if they deem it like unconstitutional, that and it says right here, unless the Food and Drug Administration can come up and say that it's perfectly clear, it's unconstitutional.
Wow.
That's why they have Emmett G. Sullivan. So now when they drop the hammer, they're going to find out this whole COVID, this whole thing was nothing more than a complete, it was a bioterrorism act, and they were going to mass murder us. That's all it was. I mean, we get the
well, that's why they put it up to like the 6th level within what, like a day or two. I mean, they literally were like, as a doctor, I know they'll do things in levels and go, oh, it's this level, it gets so bad, they move it up as needed. But with this one, it was just like one day we're here and the next day it's like, bam, we're on level 6.
There's a reason for that. What they did was George Bush, the kid, he signed in the law that when a pandemic stage 6 is declared, that the UN and the World Health Organization has the authority to stand down the U.S. military on our own soil and go ahead and take care of the situation, if you catch my drift.
So, wow. So they were just trying to induce that.
They're trying to push it.
Wow. That's scary.
Well, I mean, if people really, the scary part was the whole under Denver International Airport.
Yeah, so I know you're going to talk about that. Go into that a little bit.
So under Denver International Airport, because they say the silent war continues, right? Well, where are they fighting right now? They're fighting underground.
Yeah.
That's why you have all the earthquakes and everything. They're setting off all these tactical nukes because there's all these Chimera tunnels. It's the tunnel system below the U.S. military system and below the dumbs. Now, this is where they're doing all the wicked, like the evil, demonic, I mean, beyond evil. I mean, stuff that it's bad. So, what they're doing is in Denver. Now, remember, Denver always had a perfectly fine airport. They were like, why did they move the Denver airport? And the horse outside the Denver National Airport. It's blue. They call it Lucifer.
What?
Yeah, the name of that horse is called Lucifer. That horse, that statue actually killed its creator. The person that created that horse actually killed that person. It fell on it.
Wow.
And the thing is, that's why I call it Lucifer. It's ball blue with the red eyes. And the thing is, I flew into Denver once, and I looked around. I'm like, this is some spooky shit. I mean, it really is. All the all the murals, they have all these kids and people wear masks and they have on the masks, they have all these different flags. So it's all over the world. Yeah. I mean, that whole area, that Denver International Airport, the land that's on, one person bought it. The Queen of England. The Queen of England.
Wait, the Queen owns it?
Queen of England.
Wow.
Because remember, we were under the Commonwealth of Nations.
Right.
So the Queen actually, that's why when you look at the runways are shaped like a swastika.
No.
Yeah.
I have never looked at that.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, this is how crazy it is. So the Denver International Airport, the DIA, they call it the DIA complex, right? DC, right? Panic in DC, the Denver complex.
Right.
Oh,
so they're double again.
So the thing is that there's 5 buildings, okay? Primary 2, they have 70 floors, okay? Underground. Now, the size of this is just, I mean, the facility goes down 88.3 miles deep, and it is 22 miles in diameter.
Wow.
All underground. It's cities stacked on top of one another. They actually have these big stacks that they look like oh, it's fine. They look like those big those nuclear cooling towers, right? So what those are, they're not nuclear cooling towers. Those are the exhaust for the crematoriums. They were going to herd us all in there and have concentration camps underground. Now, the thing is that what it was going to do is the facilities, it was going to be a large concentration camp. It was used for separation of personnel upon martial law after nuclear war starting World War III. What they were going to do, what Hillary Clinton had planned, the whole Red October, they had a nuclear sub off the coast of Korea and off the coast of Russia. They were going to fire the nuclear warheads at America. Hillary was. And then they were going to blame Russia and North Korea. So then what did we do? We fire back. Even though they didn't fire him, we retaliate on our own attack.
Wow.
So it just turns everything to shit. And the thing is that what the Denver complex was actually made for was after World War III starts, that's where all the government was to go.
Oh, yeah.
All underground.
Oh, yeah. if anything happens, that's where everyone's going. They're going to
Yeah.
escape out of there. That's like the protective place.
Because they have all these maglevs that'll connect. That's like the main hub of all the maglevs. Now, those are the magnetic levitation trains. Those travel at 17,000 miles an hour.
Wow.
There's one underneath the White House. And that's why they said, the JFK tunnels and all that. It's the maglev tunnels. They have one underneath.
There are several insiders that have talked about being there, going there. I obviously haven't been down there. I've been the one in Montauk. But these, they talk about these, like there's trail systems or rail systems where they can just like boom to go wherever.
Yep.
And then even jump places, where they can go there to California, to Australia, to anywhere.
Jump rooms.
Yeah.
In fact, Air Force One has 2 jump rooms in it.
Wow.
They have one to the moon and one to Mars.
Well, I know
there's
one on Air Force One.
Yes.
I know that there's one in California in LA for sure. There's a and Max Spears talked a lot about that, and several other like the super soldiers have talked quite a lot about that. But and they talk about how they could go and they would be in Mars and however long, and they would show like a countdown, like a clock countdown, and Max, when he was talking about it, had said that he had just learned, he saw that, and then when he came back years later, he heard Jared Leto talking about his band, which is, I think, is 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yes.
And they're out in LA. And so he was like, oh my God. So other people knew about it. And I'm sure Jared's, And even like the Doors, I don't know if you studied, but like the guy, what's his name, who's the lead singer of the Doors.
Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison's dad was high up in the Navy.
His dad was big time in all of this. So I know that Jim had to know some stuff. Like there's definitely, who knows where all he went and what all he saw.
Well, where did MK Ultra originate from?
Oh, yeah.
Originated from the U.S. Navy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that brings in Scientology.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when people think Scientology and they crack their jokes about it and everything like that, they should be kissing L. Ron Hubbard's ass right about now, because he's the one that actually did all the studying about the brain, and he's the one that learned how to audit yourself and how to go back and deprogram and go ahead and go back in all your previous lifetimes. When the Navy wanted him to be a therapist, a psychiatrist, he said, nope, don't want any part of it. What'd he do? Turn around and wrote Dianetics. And what is Dianetics? MSM, Modern Science Mental Health.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm not a Scientologist, obviously, and I know you aren't. Just for the record, anybody who's watching, we're not saying Scientology is good. It's turned into something completely different. Talking about the genesis of the guy who started it all, and even the genesis of the book. They helped. This guy was trying to help MK Ultra. He was trying to help the kids from the Montauk Project and from the other projects that were very dark at the time. Well, they're still dark, but I mean dark as in underground. People didn't know about it, and just with the mind control, and people were fried. It was pretty crazy, and so a lot of these things and that start out, they actually start out right, and then they just get like.
They get infiltrated. I mean, the CIA infiltrated Scientology because they couldn't get to L. Ron Hubbard, because they tried to trap him into kidnapping him by
his son.
They kidnapped his son and they took him to Las Vegas and they killed him.
Yep.
Well, the thing is that what day did they do this on? They did this on 10/28 of 76, right?
Yes.
What was his name?
Q, wasn't it Quentin or something?
Quentin. His name was Quentin.
Yes. And then Q started. And
10/28/17.
Yes. Yep.
I mean,
again, everything is code. All the code. Everything is always numbers.
I mean,
matter of fact, I think I told. I don't know if I told you. I was on with Robert Steele. He's ex-CIA spy. I was on doing an interview. Him and I were talking about some of this stuff last week. Right in the middle of our interview, at 44:44, my power completely goes off and blows up my camera. Like not just cuts us off, but my camera like totally died. I mean, everything's always numbers, but anyway, I had another back-to-back one with Carrie Cassidy. And thank God I had a backup camera only because Robert had talked me into getting one. But that's what I'm using right now. But yeah, it's hard to believe. It's not hard to believe. But everything is always in numbers, isn't it? Numbers.
Well, the thing is, numbers never lie. Words lie because you could take it figuratively, literally. I mean, that's why he's like, oh, Joe Biden, he's shot. Now, which way is everybody going to take that? Are they going to take it figuratively? Like, oh, his brain's fried or whatever? They're going to take it literally. Like, he is shot. That's what they're trying to do. That's why they had to make it mathematically impossible because the numbers do not lie. 1 + 2 will always equal 3.
Yep. Unless you're trying to do math and you're a Democrat. Because it's like, are the numbers not like, does anyone else know anything about math here and notice? Like I said, it goes back to when they just, 4 a.m. by 4:15 and all the numbers have changed. It's like, did they think that we were just sleeping literally in all the ways that none of us are smart enough to figure it out? And I understand they have to tell us. I get it. They got to show us in the movies. They got to show their full hand. But it's almost like they went too far. It was just so extra that even like, I was going to say everyone would know, but that isn't true, is it, Jason? That's the sad part is there's literally people that I was talking to today who to this minute are like, no, that's not true. The government wouldn't do that. And, I mean, does anyone else watching, do you guys have people that just don't get that, that this is real, that any of this is real or that anything is even going on with the election? I have literally people who are like, well, if it's God's will that Biden wins, that was the thing today that I saw in multiple places. If it just accept it because we don't want to push or force God's hand. That's what someone told me. I was like, explain to me what does the term forcing God's hand mean to you? It's like, and not to mention there's definite in your face fraud going on here. So that if you want to really piss me off, start talking about how we need to wait on Jesus or Santa or the UFOs or whoever to come pick us up because we are God in action. God's in our DNA and we have things to do here. And it's not about waiting on anything. And I believe in God. I believe God in me. I believe God in ourselves. I believe there's a higher power, source, creator, all of that. But not that we just sit back and be irresponsible and not remember that we're commissioned to be here to do something and not just watch Netflix and hope it all goes away. Sorry, I got mad.
I don't blame you. But I mean, that's why, I haven't watched TV in well over 6-7 years. I mean, I have no reason to, why do you think, on Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, why do you think all the big screen TVs and all that, all the smart TVs, why they're $250 and why everybody's grabbing them? You're literally putting a CIA spy in your home because it goes under Operation Weeping Angel. In which case, even though you turn your TV off, they could turn your camera on and they could turn your audio on and record anything they want.
Wow.
It was all in the Vault 7.
I'm going to write that down. Vault 7. We'll talk about Vault 7.
Well, it was the big release from the CIA. It had like, we got tons of it because we printed it all out because they said to print it all out and, put it on paper. So we did. And that's when, you find all this stuff and it's insane. I mean, how big the CIA is in this and how purely evil they are.
Yeah.
And
Nancy Nancy on here said everyone's too busy trying to find masks for their outfit to match their outfit. Ouch.
How about this? Don't wear a mask.
What if everyone just decided we're not wearing it? I mean, what would they do? There's nothing that anyone could do.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do, period. They say, oh, it's an order. It's an order. Who ordered it? Is it a law?
Nope.
No. It's nothing. It's nothing at all. So it's like, went to the store tonight without a mask. I mean, you see everybody at the store? They're all sitting there with their mask on. I'm like,
I've only worn it twice, and that was because I had to walk into court and I had to go to court. But and I have rarely. I wore it walking into court, and I took it off both times. Like once I got in there, and no one even said a word to me. And anywhere I go, grocery shopping or anything, no one's ever said a word. And some people say, "Oh, well, you probably don't have a mandate where you live. I have mandates and fines and whatever." It's like, we have the same thing that you do. It's just a choice still. It's still a choice.
Yeah. Explain, this whole mask and how it prevents viruses. I mean, you could blow smoke through it and everything like that. It's like, do you know how small a virus is? It's like, that's why you see all these people, they're getting this bacterial, these breakouts around their lips, around their mouth and everything. Because, it's just, they're literally killing you by having you wear a mask.
Taking away your oxygen.
Yep.
Taking away, and then lung issues, respiratory issues, bronchial issues. All kinds of stuff's going on. And you know what else? I was talking to somebody earlier. I spoke to a representative, a couple of them from the state, because they had overturned it here, but nobody did anything about it still. It was literally overturned. They overturned the government quote mandate because it was unconstitutional, and literally everyone was still wearing masks anyway. It was completely open. They opened Louisiana, and nothing against Louisiana, but whenever I walked out, they were still doing it. Now, a lot of people didn't know anything about it because they wouldn't put it on the news and tell anyone. And now he's done another emergency order and started over, and we're back in phase 3 again. So we would have to start over and say that's an unconditional again. But the point is, it's like, even when people were finally told it's open, you don't have to do it anymore, people were doing it. Now, I don't have a problem with people doing it. If you want to do it, I'm just saying, don't make me do it. Don't make my kids do it. Don't make my family do it. But it isn't going to help. The reason why people wear them, doctors, because I've been in surgery, I've watched surgery, I've observed surgery, I'm a doctor. So I did my internship in cardiac rehab, and they would wear masks. And they also wouldn't wear them all day, but just during the surgery, and they would pump in mass amounts of oxygen to make up for that. The reason why they would wear it is so nothing would fall out of their mouth or nose or whatever into an open body.
Yep.
But not because they were going to breathe on them. That's a whole different situation.
And the thing about this, they say the whole COVID. Oh, there's an echo now. Let's see.
Well, and if we were told in March, Jason, hey, you guys, we're going to close down everything, and you're going to have to wear a mask, and we're going to be shut down for 2 years or a year or whatever, no one would do it then. Everyone would probably freak out and go, heck no. There would be no question. But on the last debate, Biden even said that he or somebody said during the debate something like wearing it until 2022. I'm like, did anyone just hear that? That we would be wearing masks till 2022? So if someone told you in March, you're going to have to put this mask on and we're going to shut down the country until 2022, yeah, people would freak out. But when it's the whole warm the frog thing, it's like turn the temperature up just a tiny bit. People just don't even realize it's happening. And all of a sudden their freedoms are gone, and they're just like, how did we get here? Oh, I don't know.
Because you're watching that stupid TV and you believe in all that. I mean, they're trying to pass this whole pedophilia stuff off on people. And it's like, all these parents like, we got to get these kids back into school. It's like, no, you don't. why do you think that we had to pretty much unlearn everything and relearn everything amongst ourselves because of those indoctrination centers? Now they're even worse. Now what they're doing to, third graders and fourth graders and everything like that. They're over sexualizing these kids into making them easy, pedo targets. That's it. They're trying their damnedest to legalize it. I mean, look at Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Everybody's like, oh, she's such a strong woman. Yeah. She wanted to drop the age of consent down to 12.
12 years old.
12 years old. Now, all three people that did the whole, there was like a where they looked at all of her decisions and all of her, what she believed in. All of them said no, don't pick her. Do not do it. Right? How did she get in? Bill Clinton popped her right in. Everybody said no. Just sit her right in because the Senate, they were all compromised. They're all kitty diddlers. I mean,
kitty diddlers. That's terrible. So where do you see this going? Because we have about like 10 minutes here. Like, what do you think is going to happen from this point?
Well, on key date in 11. That's going to be the key date because they said that 11/11/18 is the parade.
The parade.
Yes.
11/11/18 is the parade. Okay.
Yes. Add 2 years. 11/11/20. Now,
so that's coming up.
Yep. Now, what is a parade?
A show, a march, a celebration. I don't know.
A march of who? Think about it. I mean, you could actually, it could be good and bad.
Yes.
You could be actually marching people out of Washington
Oh,
doing the
wow.
mass arrests. Because
Oh, yeah.
remember, a clean house is important. They put the H in a kill box. Why? Because they knew about all this COVID back in 2019.
Wow.
They knew about it on January
Yeah.
24th of 2019 because Joe Connolly of Connecticut, a Democrat from Connecticut, he introduced it into a bill. There's the whole Cadillac tax.
Yeah,
They
and
said-
it's actually public. Anybody can
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, and that's what turned into the Coal Cares Act.
Sorry.
And it was actually it passed through the House on 7/17/19.
Wow.
Now, when did it hit the Senate?
Yeah,
Beginning of March.
yeah, wasn't it? And so how do they know about it if, I mean, people act like it was just such a surprise, but here they had known about it the whole time. It's been, over a year that they had been planning and working towards that direction.
Because
And this
who's
is all
in charge?
documented.
It's all California. Look at their flag. It says California Republic.
Yeah.
Republic of what?
Everything happens there
China?
first. Yeah, pretty much.
China.
Right.
I'm telling you. California is not a part of the United States. They switched their colors a long time ago. It's all through symbolism.
That's scary. People are leaving in the mass droves of Florida.
Florida or California?
I mean, California. Someone said, I keep hearing people talk about 211-2020. Oh, that's what you just said. Okay. Keep going. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, what they should do is instead of leave, they should all stand up and say, you know what? No, we're done.
That's what that's what I'm saying, because if you leave, then you're another vote less for something powerful and awesome.
Just go to these people's houses and drag them out. That's what you do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I mean, it's time to stop being a pussy and just, you got Gavin Newsom sitting there. I mean, it's Pelosi's nephew. And then you have Paul Pelosi, her son. He was involved in Burisma as well. And the thing is, what was Burisma? It was an energy company.
Yep.
What is energy? Children.
Energy has to do with kids. Yeah.
all child trafficking. That's all it is.
Yeah, I thought I saw something when you were talking to Jason too about the cruise line. There was like a cruise line
Yep.
with menus where they
The
could order like a
the Royal
coffee and it was
Princess.
like hundreds
Yeah.
of thousands. Yeah,
Yep.
crazy. Was it not Carnival? Was it Royal?
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, and there
It
was a
the Disney cruise lines. They would
Disney.
actually dock right near Epstein Island.
Oh my God. Yeah, and what there was a certain room on the cruise line that if you had that number or something that you knew what tell me about that. Wasn't there
The code was 923.
yeah, that's
And
insane.
the signature was always like Virginia Roberts, or they had somebody else sign it, and you start seeing some of these like orders. It's like they had like a family breakfast of like 3 people, and it was like
$2,000 or something.
yeah, it was just an outstanding amount. And it's like really, it's like because when they talked about four coffees, and it was like $300. It's like, so I've never been on a cruise, but
It's not $300.
I mean, no.
So November 11th, something's going to happen at a parade. Anything else that we should look forward to?
Well, I mean, look forward to just. I mean, they're rounding these people up. I mean, I see the choppers going all the way to Chicago, and just, I mean, they're all doing this at night. I mean, people have even seen during the day in Chicago. I mean, they're just getting everybody. They're rounding everybody up. But the whole media, they have to keep this whole storyline going because it's a movie. Remember, we're watching a movie. You're actually watching all 3 movies at once. That's the complex part. You have the panic in DC. You've got the whole what is it? The Guardians, the pedo Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever. That's Hollywood. And then you have Obamagate with the FISA-gate.
Yeah, it's just all a big timeline war. It's like, what are you going to look at? Which one are you going to participate? I saw something yesterday too, because there were like church prophetic people who had, prophesied or prayed or had felt like they had certain visions that Trump would win or different things. And someone had said, I wonder if all the people who said that Trump would win are going to apologize or whatever. And it's like first of all, he already won.
He won every state.
Yeah.
The thing is that he just didn't win the U.S. I mean, he literally runs the entire world. President Trump does. He has all the signatures from all the countries. Look at all the countries like Saudi Arabia. They had the sword dance, and they gave him a sword. The person in power holds the sword.
Yeah, they normally don't do that.
Not at all. Then you have in Japan, where they had the whole red carpet.
Yeah.
Where they had him walking with the person with the sword. Then you also had England. And that was on July 13th, 2018, where the one with the sword, walked him, and he literally just looked at his whole military because he was in front of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, and where are they? I haven't seen it or heard anything from any of them in so long. Have any of you guys seen anything about the Queen or the King or Prince Charles or anyone anywhere about anything?
They had to behead him.
You think they're gone?
Yep, they had to.
You think they're actually dead?
They had to behead him because there was an Obamacare.
Obamacare. What does that mean?
Obamacare. Obamacare was actually there's actually a code in Obamacare. Here. Let me get it for you. Just telling you, it's gonna just be completely crazy.
If what you're saying is true, that'll be very, very interesting when this all comes to light.
Well, I'll tell you what, you heard it here first. We're just telling you. I'm not here sitting. I mean,
What do you guys think? Pretty cool, huh? Wouldn't it be cool if it is true? I mean, golly. Not cool that they're dead. I mean, I'm not like celebrating someone's death, but
Right
to
here.
get justice here with all this pedophile stuff. Okay, go ahead.
Now you're a doctor, correct? Now
Yes.
look up ICD
How do I look?
9E978.
Hold
It's
on.
legal. Okay.
Okay.
Here, you know what?
ICD.
Here, I can even send it to you right now.
Okay. Are you guys looking this up too? ICD.
Okay, ICD 9E978. Okay, it's legal execution. It says all executions performed at the behest of the judiciary or ruling authority, and it says kill, and in kill box it says whether permanent or temporary, and it closes as asphyxiation by gas, beheading, decapitation by guillotine, capital punishment, electrocution, hanging, poisoning, shooting, other specified means, injury undetermined whether accidentally or purposely inflicted.
Wow,
So,
accidentally or purposely.
the
Or
thing
both
is,
accidentally purposely.
then why did they have the 30,000 guillotines in all the military bases?
Wow.
Because that was the no-hide law. Because they were going to build this whole third temple in Israel, and they were going to have David Rothschild walk out, and people were going to be like, "Oh my God, there's Jesus! Oh, it's Lord and Savior, right?" Then they're going to turn around and say, "Guess what? Now you're all screwed."
If this is true,
Because who do they worship in Israel? Satan. That Star of David, that's the Seal of Solomon. It's not the Star of David.
someone said that they sent their heads to the moon. To space, I believe. James said.
I think what they did was that was on the they had their heads. It was on that the SpaceX launch that was on May 30th. It was on the day after JFK's 103rd birthday.
Oh, okay.
That's why they postponed it. It was supposed to be on Wednesday, and they postponed it with T-minus 17 minutes and counting. He's like, looks like it's going to rain. So they postponed it to Saturday. So they want to make sure they did it on Saturn Day.
Oh.
For Saturnalia. Just to stick that extra jab right in there.
Well, and people are commenting saying that's how you kill a snake, right? You have to cut the head off, and another person said a reptilian. It's the only way to kill him.
Yep.
Interesting.
Because the thing is, you're separating the host, the vril, which is in your in your pineal gland, and you're cutting off the head because you're separating it from the host from the body.
So what's going on December 21st? And then we got to go. Because I mean, they're talking about a lot of stuff with that. And what do you know?
I mean, there's like a lot.
Or is that a whole different hour talk?
You're talking a couple hours.
Okay. Well, we'll have to have you back.
We can cover that next time.
So that means you're coming back.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, cool. So we'll definitely have you back, and we'll talk about that. And then who knows what we're going to have to talk about by then, because in a week we're going to be in a whole different space. And so we'll get you back in a week, and we'll talk some more. But thank you so much. Do you have any final things you want to say for tonight? Just
calm down. We already won. I mean, just keep it positive.
Yeah.
Don't be negative or.
Yeah, Robert Steele and I, we do some interviews quite often in Cary, and a lot of people are just taking a week off. I know I'm leaving tomorrow for a week, and and then I didn't know, we didn't even decide that or tell each other that. David Rodriguez had said he was taking a couple days off, but he got kicked off. He was deplatformed, and so is Laura Eisenhower, deplatformed, both on the same day. And I literally keep looking to see, like, am I still there? Am I still there? But, um, one of the things that Robert Steele said is he was like, I'm taking the week off. And I was like, I had just texted and said, if you need me, this is where I'm going to be, because I'm going to be gone for a week. And he's like, I'm taking the week off too. And I'm like, just wake me up when it's over. It's like, let's just take a nap. Let's turn off all the TVs, turn off all the news. Let's just like pray and meditate on the outcome of, creating something new, and then continue to like post anything real and truthful, and anything you find, do your due diligence, keep researching, keep looking things up, keep finding things, and keep putting things out there, because this is a huge pocket right here where we can be the ones to be the real TV. That's why we called it True TV, is like, forget all that other stuff. I mean, even Fox, the vice president, worked with Biden, so that's been compromised. Now, I really like Tucker, and I like Hannity. There's a couple others on there, a couple of the chick ladies that I like. But I mean, do you watch any of it? You don't watch any of it, huh?
I mean, if I catch a clip, it's on YouTube, because at least on there, you can pretty much monitor who you follow and what you watch and everything like that. But I don't really don't really watch like all that much. Like listen to presidential, his rallies and all that, because I mean, he throws so much code out there, it's not even funny.
He does.
I mean, I mean,
he's an artist, man.
I mean, people are just, I mean, they're going to flip when they find out who he really is. I mean, it's just, I mean, the people that are here and everybody that are here helping, and they said, why is he surrounded by generals? And then they put the two little, when you hit shift 6 on your keyboard, and it has the little carrot, and it has 2 carrots. Well, what does that symbolize?
I have no idea.
They're wings. They're archangels.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So you have these generals that are archangels. And I mean, that's how deep this is.
It is deep. I'm serious.
I mean,
and for those of you who don't know anything about me, I was part of some pretty crazy stuff back in the day. And in 2007, and when, I don't know, some of you may have been following about my Montauk stuff, but my dad was military. So a lot of stuff happened as a kid, and it's still happening at times. And in 2007, I started getting stuff about Trump from from this specific being thing that I thought was an angel. I understand now that it isn't, or she isn't. But, and so I've been on this quest to really find out who this guy is and pray and rally. And I've gotten several bits of information over the years from him, from this lady about how this was going to go. Now, I haven't got anything recent. My last one was like 2016, I believe, and it was more about Trump. And oh no, I take that back. I did have one about 3 months ago. Just more of a warning to just be praying for him, and that he was getting tired, actually, but he does not look tired now. He is not tired at all. This guy is like the energy person. I don't know if he's doing med beds or B vitamin IVs on a daily or what he's doing, but I'm like 74 and running around. Yeah, I wish I had just like that much energy that he does. Speaking of, he's right there.
Well, the thing is that I have him right over here in mine. And the thing is that what if he actually has all of his DNA connected? 97% of your DNA. And the thing is, that means that you moved from a carbon-based to a crystal-based body. That means you are packed full of energy.
He doesn't need food, doesn't need sleep. Yep.
He just goes.
Yeah. We can get the sun hooked up good and, actually have our DNA back 100%. It's interesting. I think I said this to you, or I don't know, but they say 98% junk DNA, 98% brain not working, cancel clear. And then there's supposedly 98% of the galaxies that haven't been like found or whatever. Everything. So it is above as it is below. It's all connected. We're all like, everything's on the inside job. So it's pretty interesting. But anyway, speaking of angels, go ahead.
You just said 98. That's 17.
Oh, you're right. Nice. Well, I'm believing that we're going to get 100%.
Eventually.
And we're all going to be like Lucy, and we're just going to kick ass and bilocate on a regular and go wherever we want to with a thought and create things. Unfortunately, with so much evil, who knows what we would create if we were that powerful. So we have to be careful about.
There won't be any evil even allowed, because we'll be a part of the Galactic Codex. That's just a Minority Report. It's all quantum. I mean, because we have an energy around us.
Yes.
And you can actually read. I mean, they have beings that can actually read our energy signature.
Oh yeah, well, without any words. Yeah. And we can do that too. Remote healing, we can do all of that. It's all DNA technology that we have within us already. Some of us are operating in a lot of it anyway, right now, without being completely connected. So anyway, but we will go ahead and call it a night for tonight. But you are amazing and appreciate you so much giving your time out for us to be able to connect. And for all of you guys watching, thanks for investing some time and hanging out with us for a little bit. I hope you guys had fun, and I hope you come back. And make sure and go to Jason's Twitter. He's on Twitter, and I will put that in the comments so you can have a clickable link to find him. He's also on Facebook. I don't think he has any friend room left because you can only have like 5,000, but you can follow him. Same with me. You can follow, and you can also follow on Twitter and YouTube and all of that mess because you guys are already there anyway. But make sure and do that, because that way, if I do get deplatformed on one place, then you can find me somewhere else. And you can also go to swiftfire.org and sign up for the newsletter. That's really the fastest way to actually make sure that you'll always know where I am and know any kind of interviews that are coming up. Tomorrow, guess who I'm on with, Jason? This is going to be crazy. Tomorrow, I'm on with Laura Eisenhower, David Rodriguez, Carrie Cassidy from Project Camelot, Angela Love, who I don't know who that is yet, but I'm sure she's going to be awesome, and Sean Stone, which at first I was like, who's Sean Stone? I was thinking Sasha Stone automatically, but it's Oliver Stone's son. And Oliver Stone's son, Sean, is a director. He actually just did a movie for exposing the corruption on the NSA, CIA, FBI, all that. And Robert Steele is in that movie. So that'll be interesting. I hope you guys can follow me on Facebook so you can get information on how to hook up with that. But anyway, get some rest. You guys say hello to my kitty. This is one of my kitties. Can you see? Oh, this is I'm a foster mom, and this is 91. I've done 92 fosters, and then I find homes for them. So this is my 91. 92 is out for the day. But anyway, love you guys. Thank you, Jason. You guys are awesome. I'll be in touch, and we'll figure out when to get on next week then. And you guys just keep doing what you're supposed to do. Sharing, speaking truth, and being love, and doing something nice for people. And we will connect later. All right.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Jason. Bye-bye.